a while, especially when you're in this league, you reckon our centre forward can struggle.
Sergio Reguilon's playing tonight as well, and Jimmy, you know him, you've watched him play before. What can we expect to see from him?
Going forward, that's his strength. Keep on going forward. His final pass is very good. A lot of assists. He's better going forward than defending. So I don't know how Mourinho will cope with that.
Come on, Spurs!
Talented boy. Best left back in Spain last year. And excited for the Spurs fans.
Okay, let's see how this plays out then and get to it. Tottenham versus Chelsea, round 4 of the Carabao Cup. And you are in the company of Alan Smith and Bill Leslie.
Thank you, Laura. Very good evening, everyone. So Jose Mourinho juggling, rotating with little room for manoeuvre, but you couldn't really call this a weak side, despite 9 changes from the weekend. You've got a restart in goal. It looks like Spurs may well go with a back three tonight. If they do, World Cup semi-finalist Toby Alderweireld will join Eric Dyer. And the first appearance of the season for Academy product, Yapet Tanganga. A debut for £28 million fullback Sergio Reguilon following his move from Real Madrid. And Jenson Fernandes comes in to start for the first time this season. In the absence of the injured Son, the exiled Ali, and the rest it looks like Steven Bergwijn will lead the line with Eric Lamela. Harry Kane is here, he's on the bench at required along with Lucas Moura. Frank Lampard still bedding in new signings to his squad, and Chelsea fans get a first look at Edouard Mendy, who makes a debut in goal after joining from Rennes last week. Frank Lampard did go with a back three for both the wins against Spurs last season in the league, but it looks like a fall today, and a debut in there, a full debut for Ben Chilwell. Jorginho's been strongly linked with a move away from Chelsea this week, but he does start tonight alongside Mateo Kovacic. Timo Werner came here and scored with RB Leipzig last season in the Champions League. He gets his first taste of this competition with Olivier Giroud starting his first game of the season after scoring off the bench against Barnsley in the last round. Kai Havertz got a hat-trick in that game. He's on the Chelsea bench tonight. So much Carabao Cup pedigree on show here. Tottenham 4 times winners, Chelsea 5 times winners. Before we get underway, all the players, officials and staff take the knee. Lee Mason, the referee, who was in charge of the Carabao Cup last season, the final. He
Spurs, come on, Spurs!
Win against Aston Villa.
Shut up.
Come
on, boys.
On a clear, chilly night at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Play it down and come in strong. Is that what Jose Mourinho's doing here, Alan?
Well, possibly so. It's an unusual looking team. Certainly an unusual looking attack. Steven Bergwijn partnering Lamela up top there.
And that's off Chilwell and cleared away by Tamori. That's the intent anyway. Chelsea have a throw. Well, whatever the competition, whatever the circumstances.
Early pressure.
We know that Jose Mourinho will have sent his side out, fired up for this one. What he has done in all the mind games, or whatever you want to call it beforehand, has painted this contest as a no-lose for his Tottenham side. There's no doubt about it. They do have the thin end of the wedge in terms of fixtures.
Pressure.
The Europa League qualifier that they play here on Thursday against the Israeli league leaders, Maccabi Haifa. It is vitally important for the shape of their season and the shape of their finances over it.
Well, they've gone for back 5. Tottenham at the moment. Tanganga on the right of the central three. Sergio Aurier, though, of course, will be bombing forward as much as he possibly can at times as Tanganga shifts across into the right back position.
So it's gone from a back 3 to a back 5 now.
It's slipped away well. Looks out to the Chelsea captain, Cesar Azpilicueta. Hudson Odoi starting on the right.
It's well on the left at West Brom.
Boy, come on.
But I'm sure him and Burnley will swap at some
Boy,
stage.
boy.
It's taken off the toes of Lamela. Jorginho. Here's Edouard Mendy. Seldom has a goalkeeper arrived with such fanfare, having achieved comparatively little in the game. He's had a success story that he was released 6 years ago by Cherbourg in the 4th tier of French football. His star has risen, and there are huge expectations on him there as he comes in to fill a problem position for Chelsea.
That's IB.
Here's Werner.
Pressure.
Jorginho. There's Peter Quetta. Floating up towards Timo Werner.
Come on.
Yeah, I don't know if he's the type to get nervous or overawed.
Yeah, Messi's debut up, boys. Come on.
But, it's been a fairly long journey, hasn't it? 28 years old. Taking over from the world's most expensive goalkeeper.
£50 million cheaper than the one you just saw in your picture there.
Most expensive keeper is.
Hey! Wow!
Footballers, Gareth looking on. Not clear whether
Come on, Spurs.
Wales and international due to their other friendly against England at Wembley, which he may or may not be involved in, as well as Nations League games up and coming.
I think from Chelsea's point of view, they want to try and get back to a more orderly
Pressure,
performance,
Stevie.
through the mistakes that they committed up at West Brom. I know it's a much changed team, but it's got to run through the whole squad this season. Something that needed fixing from last term.
What for? What's that for?
And who committed it. To the door.
Hey.
Sure, well, may be able to keep that in. It certainly wasn't the
Pressure,
intended
Sergio.
recipient. Werner, good shape on that one. And it sails just wide of the far post of Hugo Lloris. As I thought that Joe Hart would get a run out tonight, but Tottenham captain in goal.
Yeah, probably intended more for Giroud than Nadoi. But he's versatile, isn't he? When he plays for the middle, quite often he
In
flicks
that
to the left.
number.
And when he played here on the RB Leipzig last season, he lined up on the left-hand side, basically behind the striker. Giroud becoming the striking role of his first start of the season. Maybe the first of many if this situation works.
Yeah, an interesting one, isn't he, Giroud? Many people wondering what his future was going to be at Chelsea with all the new arrivals. But there's so much pace and ability, and I thought he might be that
Pressure.
static figure that can bounce balls off. Their shot does it for France, doesn't he? Mbappe, Griezmann.
Plus one. Kingsley Coman, take your pick. It's well for choice, aren't they? The world champions. Here's Dyer.
Bad ball.
Jorginho. Over the top for Giroud. Dyer was there.
Let's pull it in.
Very fine.
Boy, Stevie. Travel.
Jorginho well. Looking for the man.
Not going to get that, is he?
Zuma on the cover for Chelsea.
I think in
Possession there, Kovacic, but he was also fouled.
really.
What you're not going to have with the men that are playing up top is that knowledge of the runs that a striker needs to make.
Oh, he won the ball.
Sides of defenders. Loves to come and get the ball to his feet and run with his man.
He won the ball.
Chilwell, back to Werner. £100 million of Chelsea summer investment in action together in tandem down that left-hand side from the start for the first time in a match. It's the most expensive piece of the summer spending spree. Sits and looks on from the bench here. Under normal circumstances, you say this was a busy week for Chelsea, wouldn't you? Given that they played on Saturday, they played today, and they have the game up and coming.
No, we got the busier week.
Without European exertion. Looming large on Thursday. We'll play 8 games in 21 days in 5 different cities and 4 different countries in the first little tranche of fixtures this season.
Well, it's uncharted territory, isn't it? Nobody's experienced that, least of all Mourinho.
Come on, ref!
Well, Lampard did make the point that they had 2 games last week with their Carabao Cup match, and Tottenham didn't because of the Leyton Orient situation.
Yeah, that's a good point. Of course, they had a bye against Leyton Orient as a result of
shirt.
COVID tests. So they should have played a game more than they have in this schedule. By the way, the match shirts that Spurs are wearing tonight are going to be auctioned off after this for the Justin Edinburgh Foundation.
Good.
So do get in touch
Good.
with to the FIGA website if you're interested in making a bid for those.
A lot of shirts this season with those patterns. The designers have gone to town, I think, at the various clubs.
It's been a long summer break, a long lockdown for the designers, hasn't it? Some questionable.
Yeah, Spurs,
Big
Arsenal last night at Liverpool with that marbled effect. After the old marble halls were here.
It was a rush of sales in the Chelsea
Spurs. Come on.
Remarkably like Crystal Palace. Anyway, 2 recognisable home kits and 2 very recognisable figures in this competition. One of a few ties of the 8 that have been played at the 4th round this week that could be a final and has been a final twice in the last 12 years. 2008, one day Ramos's Spurs edged out from Grant's Chelsea. That was the season, remember, that Jose Mourinho was sacked by Chelsea for the first time. Jonathan Woodgate's late winner.
What we're letting them play for.
Despite the background of fixture congestion and injuries and such like extraordinary times at the moment, there's still plenty about this tie. Jose Mourinho, who's always had that long-standing love affair with this competition since he first won it with Chelsea 15 years ago, and taking charge tonight of his first tie with Tottenham against the club, where he won 3 of his 4 League Cups.
Pressure.
Well, certainly the away team dominating the ball. I mean, it's happened many a time with Tottenham as they sit off under Mourinho. But with this team, I think it's going to be doubly difficult to work the ball through to the front lads. They're just trying to get used to this shape and personnel. It's been thrown together, really.
Chilwell. Thiago Silva, another of the new Chelsea arrivals, not involved tonight after his tricky debut at the Hawthorns, Premier League debut anyway. First taste of action in this country in the last round against Barnsley. It's a little more routine. Jorginho.
Give him space like that.
Chilwell. Zuma. It's handled by Jorginho. Alderweireld back there for Tottenham.
Mourinho won't have liked that. Chelsea player getting onto the loose ball there, 20 yards from goal. After that high punt forward.
Well, they've both got their qualities, haven't they? The front two for Tottenham tonight, Lamela and Bergwijn, but I wouldn't say either are particularly adept at holding the ball up.
No.
They're going to need to do if they're going to get bodies forward. Werner.
Pressure.
Hudson-Odoi.
And Dombele's an interesting one though for Spurs in that midfield. There's been question marks about his fitness, about his attitude as well from the manager. Did get 90 minutes last week in the Europa League. But still, I think he's got some way to go to get to 100% fitness.
That was a
Cost
long
an
way off.
awful lot of money, didn't he? That's 63 million.
He's starting to show glimpses, though, isn't he? That turn against Southampton for the equaliser just before half-time.
He's talented, no doubt about that.
Werner had the ball.
What for?
Foul on Chilwell just before that by Serge Aurier that Lee Mason's going to give Chelsea a free kick for. Hudson-Odoi.
Foot in Reguilon.
So right
Foot
to
in.
debutant Reguilon. And they couldn't get it.
Come on.
It's Lamela.
Come on.
Go, referee's holding him up. Hold him down.
Good scrap.
Dombele. Took it away for Spurs.
Nice to see that.
What's
Let
that
go.
red,
They've
red?
not
Go on.
blown his whistle.
Werner.
Mason Mount now for Chelsea.
I'll give him space.
No.
Chilwell.
White shirt. Good boy.
One by Matt. He did spark the comeback at the Hawthorns.
Talking of versatility, he certainly is. Lampard, got an enormous amount of faith in the young lad. Plays week in, week out. Wasn't happy on Saturday after that. Well, I mean, he'd been pleased with the fight back, but still furious with the silly mistakes they made.
Individual errors, collective errors, whatever it was felt a little bit like deja vu with the number of goals that Chelsea conceded last season.
Yeah, that's the challenge, isn't it? A lot of talk about the attacking options he's got, but can Thiago Silva, Mendy in goal, just steady the ship a little bit, stop those mistakes. Chilwell as well at left back with Alonso. That was a really poor mistake he made for the first goal.
And he's conspicuous by his absence here.
Go in, Sergi.
Time at the Hawthorns and rumours of a bust-up with the manager.
It's up.
Chilwell clipped again.
Oh, he wasn't. I think in it.
That's Pilaqueta. Jorginho. Plenty of the ball early on his full debut. Oh, that's not straight away. Hudson-Odoi. And he'll be breathing a sigh of relief there. Yaphet Tanganga.
Massive let off there.
Slipped over
Wow.
his foot, it seemed. He took his eye off the ball.
All the VAR controversy at the end of the game there on Sunday, Spurs draw with Newcastle, rather took away from what was one of their better performances, particularly in the first half. That killer instinct to kill the game off.
White shirt.
Taking Fans looking on will be pleased to be reminded that there is no VAR in the Carabao Cup.
Hey! Happy days. What do you mean semi-final state? What, so when they bring it in?
The ball up the pitch, though, Tottenham.
What's the point in that?
And the youngster.
I tell you, the whole thing's corrupt. It's all corrupt. All money, money, money.
He's been out.
Corrupt. Corrupt.
Injury, I think.
Yeah.
First time back in the team.
It's all corrupt.
He's used to being given hefty workloads and big tasks by Jose Mourinho. Was put in for his first Premier League start, wasn't he, against Liverpool, playing as a right back.
Take me on regular.
Pretty well that day. And Sumi Spurs have lost it in a dangerous area again.
Regular.
That's Piliqueta. Regular.
Go, Bernard.
Goes it.
Yeah!
Oh, come on, Fitz.
That's the moment he's been
My
waiting
son.
for. That's the moment Chelsea have been waiting for.
Dangerous.
Timo Werner gets his first goal for the club, and he gets it against Tottenham.
Yeah, it was all about the nightmare. So Reguilon down this near side, losing it there. And then he commits himself, dives in, makes it far too easy for Piliqueta to lift his head. But after that, it's all about the cleanness of the strike from Timo Werner. We've seen this many times for his country, Germany. So deadly when he sees those white posts. Not much to aim at there for a crowd of players. But it comes at the end of a little spell of dominance from Chelsea from the kick-off, really. They've taken charge of this match.
He really enjoys this ground, Timo Werner. Adding to the goal he got here last season in the Champions League. He's got one in the Carabao Cup. Yeah, Chelsea an early lead inside the first half of the first half.
Oh, Spurs.
Travel.
Cross comes to Mori.
Oh, come on, ref.
Tidy up. Mason did like that challenge from Tomori.
Well, I think Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank mentioned it in the studio about Reguilon being better on the front foot. Defensively, we saw that he has got a bit of learning to do. He's jumped into that. That was a bit risky.
And a free kick, nothing more. Reguilon signed from Real Madrid, but really came to the fore in terms of his progression last season in the Europa League with Sevilla. Kovacic
Come on.
into it with pace.
I wanna be in that number. Come on.
Jorginho.
Pressure.
And has come roaming. Reguilon got there ahead of his compatriot.
Who will start? No Tottenham player, average position in the attacking half. Remember at Bournemouth.
That's what you get from a
restart,
recognised
I think it
striker.
was, where the first half was a similar story.
Simple as.
And the injury to Son does really restrict his options.
Go on!
Richardson, out comes Mendy. It's still on here for Tottenham.
No!
To get numbers back in the nick of time.
How did you not score that?
To his feet, he thinks he was impeded. He knew if he could have got back up, he'd got an empty.
Hey, VAR! Where's VAR? Hey.
Initially to panic the loose
Come,
ball.
come on!
Not fucking there. What's a penalty?
Important challenge that.
That's a penalty.
Typical. Always goes against us.
That's a penalty.
Just get
No!
save
No!
a goal.
The referee, the fucking goalkeeper just committed a foul.
Like the balance, he just couldn't get to his feet. He wasn't really impeded.
Nah.
Oh, boy.
White shirt.
From Lamella. First examination of Mendy from our set piece.
Come on, Reguilon. Cross, cross, cross.
It's on it just about. Reguilon.
Come on.
Werner. And that's a really inviting ball in.
Ah.
Chelsea looking a little ragged at the back.
Good.
Keep the pressure on it
They've got
then.
to step it up, and that's what they're trying to do here.
Helped on by Sissoko.
Take him on, Reguilon.
Bergwijn.
Go, go, go.
Alderweireld.
That one there.
Tottenham problem here. Eric Dyer is
That was a
down.
penalty in my book.
Yeah.
The goalkeeper committed the foul.
Well, he'll be kicking himself with the couple of mistakes that the new boy made for the goal. Losing it there, and as you so often do, trying to chase it, so eager to make amends, and just flies in, commits himself. Nobody can get close to Timo Werner. But it is a clinical finish from the German, really is.
And you suspect it is the first of many. The reports that come with him from the Bundesliga all tell of an insatiable appetite to improve and to score goals. He finished his time with Leipzig with a flurry of goals, 7 in his last 8 for them. Picked up a couple of goals on international duty with Germany just before the season started, and now, after some lively showings in his opening appearances for Chelsea, he now has a goal to his name.
No.
Well, when talking about Heung-min Son's injury, his hamstring injury he picked up at the weekend, Jose Mourinho did say he feared it would be the first of many given their schedule.
Of course it
Lack
is.
of recovery
More to
time,
come.
their lack of preparation time. And it looks like the curse has struck again with Eric Dyer. Have to come off. Davinson Sanchez is the replacement, readying himself to come on and replace Eric Dyer. I don't know whether this is precautionary or how serious the injury is.
Yeah, it doesn't look too bad Eric Dyer at the moment.
Lamella.
What for now?
Zuma's down.
Oh, bless him. It's on the
Close
floor.
the face.
Yeah, Lamella backing in. Didn't seem to be anything intentional, but
Shut up,
the
Mourinho.
action was on the side.
Hey, shut up, Mourinho.
Pleasantries being exchanged there between Frank Lampard and Jose Mourinho. By the look of things, I'm bringing
Oh, that right there. Kiss and make up at the end.
Well, he's had words with Jurgen Klopp. Lampard,
It's all
he
for the
doesn't mind
cameras.
if he feels an argument to be had.
Oh, sit down, Frank. Boring.
3 times, mate. Can you afford to, mate?
No, it won't.
We got Super Frankie down.
Jurgen Klopp saying, I don't know Frank Lampard. I'm sure he's a very nice guy. Well, Jose Mourinho certainly does. No, Frank Lampard. Let me has found his managerial duels with him frustrating. When he first came together in this competition, actually, when Frank Lampard took his Derby side up to Old Trafford and won there on penalties. And Jose Mourinho as Manchester United manager. And of course, the double in the Premier League last season.
Oh, yay! We got a free kick.
On the player there. It's Tanguy Ndombele who's down.
Locked it up.
May well have kicked out a little bit there, Olivier Giroud.
Yeah, it's one of those where he's just trying to get his body across to get in between man and ball. There's nothing there for me.
Bursting up there, it was he who took the free
Take
kick.
him on,
He's found
take him
Reguilon.
on.
Now Bergwijn.
Don't go back. No need to go
Ndombele
back.
is moving pretty freely after that altercation with Olivier Giroud. Oliver out.
It's always going to be difficult for Spurs to actually work the ball forward and
Yeah, when there's
try
no
and
strike
test
on
the
the
new
pitch.
goalkeeper.
What do you
Mendy.
expect?
That's how it's turning out. Midfield's important though, isn't it? When you are short of strikers, can you get a grip in the middle of the park? It is rather a cobbled together midfield three: Sissoko and Ndombele and Fernandes.
There's still time. Next Monday is when the transfer window closes, and there have been some mischievous rumours linking Jose Mourinho with Diego Costa. Possibility that he might be brought here to North London. We don't know how much truth there is in it. But certainly an interesting one. Jorginho over the top. Hudson-Odoi onside.
No.
Werner in space.
No.
Timo Werner. Now Chilwell.
Good boy, Sergey.
By Tanganga. And goes Zuma with a wholehearted lunge. Now play. Chelsea ahead through Timo Werner's goal. Last time these two met in this competition actually was a couple of seasons ago in the semi-finals. The two-legged event. The first leg went Chelsea's way. Went Spurs' way at Wembley. Harry Kane got the penalty. It was the first controversies. Remember, offside in the build-up there. Here's Callum Hudson-Odoi. Tanganga up. Reguilon under it.
It's been an aggressive approach that Chelsea have shown, but sometimes Spurs have found difficult to handle when the tackle flying in. To the door, just trying to do his defensive bit.
We'll go back to that semi-final, the second leg at Stamford Bridge went all the way to penalties, and Eric Dyer, who just months before had scored such an important penalty for England, missed one for Spurs, and Chelsea went to the final.
Travel.
It was Reguilon.
Travel.
Bergwijn.
Oh, look at the space.
And here's Mendy. He's been given too exacting an examination on his Chelsea debut so far. Ndombele. Bergwijn trying to turn it around the corner for Lamela.
Come on.
Reguilon.
Oh, what the fuck was that?
Hudson-Odoi.
It's been a nervy start to his Tottenham career. Seems to be a player with good personality, though. Going on his initiation song, anyway, that was pretty good.
It was lively, wasn't it?
It was. Got a good voice.
Did you know the tune he was singing?
Oh. No. He sang it well, though.
Yeah. Jose Mourinho was adamant in his pre-match interview that he was, despite the restrictions of circumstance and schedule, going to take the fight to Chelsea. I'd say they've exactly done that. Tried to take the sting out of them.
Boy, come on. Space.
Jenson Fernandez, who has had Tottenham's best moment going forward. Let's take a look at the way that the cards moving. I don't think they're going to rush to make the substitution and send on Davinson Sanchez. So obviously, whatever the problem was, is not as acute as it seemed.
Space.
In the middle of the park there for Spurs, and they've used it well.
We found Aurier.
Come on. Take him on.
Here's Lamela.
Go on, Lamela!
Right from Jorginho.
Ooh.
Mendy with the save. Reguilon. A little awkward there from Tomori. Commanding though from Mendy.
It's a strange, that one. Chelsea lost their shape. It's not a bad save, using his foot.
Chilwell.
Pressure.
I thought that with Leicester he'd be going to the final of this competition last season, but
Boy.
rather upset over 2 legs by Aston Villa.
Come on.
Didn't go with form. Villa very much struggling at the wrong end of the Premier League table at the time. Alderweireld.
Come on, ref, he's holding back.
Plenty of physicality in that grappling from Zuma, and Lee Mason felt there was too much.
That's where it's difficult for Lamela. Bergwijn backing into a centre half. It's not their normal game. But he's done well to win that free kick, Lamela.
Come on, everyone in the box. Pass back.
Bergwijn.
Well, Stevie.
Ndombele.
You want to try and get Ndombele a bit further up the pitch where he can
Space.
use his vision, his
No.
passing ability.
Bergwijn. There's 2 of the blue shirts around Bergwijn and Lamela there. And they're supposed to be able to come away with it. Kovacic, last season's player of the year at Chelsea. Really stepped up after making his loan move from Real Madrid permanent.
in the main, this first half, Chelsea been in control. Not come under due pressure. Fernandez moment, but in the main, they've had most of it their own way. It's been a ball that's been on all the time. Werner just holding his width.
Zuma. Jorginho. Move to Arsenal, amongst others this week. Olivier Giroud. Kovacic. Werner. Nice Peter Plata.
Come on, someone do something.
Chilwell. This is the sort of shape in which Tottenham spent the majority of this first half. Keeping Chelsea on.
Yeah, without any fans, we've seen the home advantage get diluted up with the results there. That maybe that's helped Chelsea a little bit out there.
Bloody hell, someone go to him. Well, in the middle.
Lamela stealing it away from Kovacic now. Is there anything there for Spurs? As the answer, Mason Mount ensuring there absolutely wasn't. Offside flag there against Hudson-Odoi. You're right, Alan, about the lack of fans. I mean, this is a fixture that would be absolutely made for this stadium. But, unfortunately, as we know, it's going to be a while before supporters are allowed back in. And is he just there to keep warm, or is he going to get a run at Harry Kane?
Oh, shipmates.
Maybe sooner rather than later.
Yep. Might be doing a bit of running about on the pitch at half time.
Well, he is the only recognised centre forward at the club at the moment, with Troy Parrott out on loan and with Son, who you wouldn't say was an out-and-out centre forward anyway, injured.
Pressure.
Point being made, perhaps, by Jose Mourinho.
Well, he'd be well aware that he can't afford to work Harry Kane too much.
Talked about the European game. There's a small matter of a trip to Old Trafford on Sunday as well for Tottenham. A significant game of the season sandwiched between two games against his former club for Jose Mourinho. Speaking of games coming up, this one looks a tasty one. Manchester City will be smarting after that record defeat they had at home against Leicester. They go to Ellen Road from 5 on Saturday evening, and after that we have Newcastle against Burnley for you. That's from 7:45. But Fernandez couldn't take it.
Another chance gone, right?
Seriously. A chance there, but
another chance gone.
A little better. He hasn't been able to get into it, the Dutchman, Bergwijn. It's been more Lamela trying to carry the fight.
First time he's played a tie in this competition. Didn't get too many opportunities last season. They were out of it before it really started. And, upset Colchester in the third round stage last year, before Jose Mourinho's arrival, of course.
Come on.
Here's Lamela.
Come on, Rev!
Very Chilwell, losing out. And space opening up for Callum Hudson-Odoi. Giroud on the move.
Well in.
Got back well there, Reguilon.
Yeah, nearly two.
Come on.
Doing a bit of good.
Space.
A round of applause from Jose Mourinho for his efforts. It's looking rather concerning just before half-time for Tottenham.
It's always been knowing when to release the ball for another. Sometimes he's want to hang on to it for too long.
The look at the Tottenham bench tells you that there are big guns in reserve. Harry Kane and Lucas Moura in an attacking sense. And they are. As we touched on a moment ago, it's what's the risk and reward scenario with those two games coming up. Company and Ben Davis sitting down there as well. That's good.
What shirt?
Giroud, hoping that the support from Matt was a little closer.
Yeah, that's happened a couple of times actually. The long ball towards the centre forward. Going to try and make up the ground to support the knockdown. Nobody within 20 yards.
We're going to have 2 added minutes tagged on to the end of this first half. Half that, for the most part, has belonged to Chelsea, but it hasn't been completely without concern.
No, I mean, you want to try and test that back four, wouldn't you? Especially after Saturday, when there were a few mistakes knocking about. Different players, but
Well, at least one last chance before half time.
really been pushed all the way.
Chilwell.
It's up.
Been drowning in attempts here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in the first half. The one significant one. We'll see Chelsea take a lead into the break by the look of things.
Sit out.
Backpedaling. That's out by Alderweireld. Now Chilwell pops it up here for Werner. Well, could be a break
Come on.
for Spurs.
Come on, ref!
Doing what he needed to do.
Thank you. Yellow card and all. Yes. Lovely.
Yeah, a couple of choices, Lamella, left and right. Kovacic not prepared to take the chance.
Come on, one last chance. Let's make it 1-1.
Lamella. That's Piliqueta. Lee Mason brings the first half to a halt here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. First half belonging to Timo Werner. His second visit to this ground, his second goal on this ground. It was a beautifully taken strike from the edge of the area and it's enough to see Chelsea in the lead at the break. Half time, Tottenham 0, Chelsea 1.
Screwfix proudly supports football at home.
change
Come
in
on,
the shape
boys.
of Tottenham's team, especially at the back. If the scoreline stays like this, surely we will see that, man.
I'll get him on now. Get Harry on now. Might as well. I know we should have started.
Hudson-Odoi.
Got too many games
Wait,
coming thick and
Jorginho.
fast.
Zuma. It's noticeable, even though it's early on in this second half, there's a bit more dynamism about the way that Spurs are pressing, and Chelsea in possession at the back. See around there. That pattern's maintained as the half ticks on. Here comes Bergwijn to put the pressure here on.
Pressure him, Stevie.
Didn't really see that in the first half so much.
No, that's what I was talking about, trying to force mistakes. Very nearly one there
Come
for
on.
tonight.
In recent history of
something,
you
do something.
Force them from this Chelsea defence. More often than not, you do find them.
Yeah. I wonder if Mourinho mentioned that at half time. It was a short and sharp team talk anyway. He was the first one out.
Twice this contest in this competition has been the final. 3 times it's been a semi-final. Today, one of these two, by the time we finish, will be the first of the remaining sides in the Carabao Cup to book a place in the quarterfinals. You can hardly move for Carabao Cup ties this month. After this round of matches, there's then it's got a 3-month hiatus. The quarterfinals take place the week before Christmas as European football comes to the fore.
All thick and fast. Boy, come on.
Here on Thursday, William Shaw, they play a
Games
part in
on Sergi.
playing more of a part in the second half here.
Yeah, sure.
It's cut back by Sissoko. An attempt to get a good cut back anyway.
Yeah, they've got to try and commit men forward more in that fashion. Sissoko has hardly really made one of those barnstorming runs. Good play by Ndombele actually at the start of that attack
What happens?
to keep it going, to protect the ball.
Yeah, Sissoko was due, of course, to start here against Newcastle at the weekend, but was taken ill shortly before the game and was replaced in the starting lineup. So this is just his second start in all competitions so far this season.
Levent. See it out.
Yeah, of course you will.
So you know where that correct safety first approach, just clipping it out for a Spurs throw.
Good, Stevie!
Throwing his way through, but passing over.
That's a bit better from the Dutchman. Fairly quiet in
Another
the
clear
first
opportunity
half,
blown
asserting
away.
himself here. Cutting across
Yeah,
the
all
ball.
the time in
again.
the world. All the time.
Well, Tottenham could really do with him discovering that form for goal that he had when he first arrived at the club on his debut against Manchester City. And he got one against Wolves, didn't he, against West Ham, but it's been a while since he's troubled the scorers.
They've all come here, haven't they?
Yeah.
Go on, that's yours.
Good, Sergi.
Aurier
Good.
making good ground.
No one there. It's it!
Yes.
Oh!
Good save, Mindy.
Come on!
Good save.
Keep that.
Close it was to the
Who's
keeper,
that? Regulon.
But it's been a really good start to the second half by Tottenham.
Come on, Spurs.
Getting
Mendy.
forward in the way that he so often does.
Oh, that was Regulon.
And yeah, it's just like you'd expect him to make. He's stifled it with power.
Well
the
done,
new ball,
Mendy.
but
Oh.
Mendy, that's a standard stop, really. Striker in that position might have asked more of the keeper,
It's more like a keeper, isn't it?
but he was there.
Usually it's better than
Had a good engine on it.
Hey?
He's a Ballard.
Oh,
It's been a
it's
rarity in the
poor.
match so far.
Poor.
Tottenham corner.
Poor white shirt.
On here. Mendy, a decent distance on it. Fernandez sends a bouncer wide. He feels it came off a Chelsea body. Lee Mason, the man who matters,
That's a good
does
sign.
not.
It was good, so.
It's very much a Petr Cech signing, following the same path to Stamford Bridge as the great goalkeeper did. From Rennes to West London.
Oh, Spurs keep pressure.
It's half the career in Chelsea that Petr Cech did. He's doing pretty well.
Not really seen him work the ball out with his feet yet.
Shirt.
All the modern keepers have to be pretty decent at that.
Oh, come on, come on.
We'll find that out in the next few weeks, I'm sure.
Quick, isn't he? He's quick.
Well, they've set the tempo Tottenham for this second half. They just need to
Yeah, keep it up.
continue in that vein.
Yeah, despite the limitations in terms of selection, I think we expected an approach a little more like this at the start of the first half from Jose Mourinho's side. Maybe he did as well.
Get him on.
You can't go
Get him
out
on.
to London rivals limply. You've got
Get
to
him
have a go.
Get Harry on.
He works from the manager, no doubt, at half time, and it's had the desired effect so far.
Telling them not to be such nice boys, perhaps, down in the dressing room.
No, you can't be nice for 90 minutes. Can't do that.
Paraphrase slightly, I think. Dyer. Bergvall.
Go, Steve. Go, Steve. Go on. Go on.
Shut him in.
Go on.
Oh,
Pass wasn't the right one. Laurier guides it wide, but it was a situation that promised so much more than that for Tottenham.
yeah, I think he's just trying to lay it into the path of Ndombele, but too much on it. It's a good run, though. It was a striker's run, that from Bergwijn. Spotted well by Eric Dyer. And it is meant for Ndombele.
Rushed it.
Laurier's left
Rushed
foot
it.
was never
Could have
really
cut
going
round
to do
again.
that
Bang.
much, but
Goal.
as he says,
Nah, you did it. Pressure, pressure, pressure.
There's so much more energy about Tottenham.
I'm loving it. Come on.
Chelsea here, Lamella.
Oh, good boy, Lamella. Good. Look at the space, space, space.
Bergwijn.
Hey!
Clumsy from Chilwell.
Come off it.
He looks like he's got away with it.
yeah, Lee Mason seemed to be in a decent position there to judge it.
Wake up.
Better second half, huh?
It's funny, the instincts are they're used to expecting a call for VAR for something like that. But of
Come
course
on.
it's not
Yeah,
being
what's-
used.
Go on, Werner.
What's VAR, my
Until
little
the
when you want it?
semi-final stage.
Yeah. Back to the old days, isn't it?
I let him in.
Celebrate
Hey.
the goal, knowing it's not going to be enough. Like I said, Lee Mason had a decent view of it, it seemed. Yeah, it's not a penalty.
Go, Coco.
Lamella. Laurier. Lamella. Seeing that.
Space, space, space. Put it through for him. Put it through.
Path for Dyer. Now Reguilon.
Go on.
Bergwijn.
Go on.
Well, it's Tamori.
Switched up from Chelsea because it needs to be. Tamori hooking it clear.
Well, there were 4 or 5 white shirts in support of the ball here. They really are committed men forward. Tottenham pushing hard for the equaliser.
Come on, just make it happen.
Good tackling here.
Come on.
The problems such as they have had in this competition recently have tended to come
Whip
away
it in.
from
Whip it in.
home. It's
Whip
the
it in.
first tie that they played here at this stadium, of course, but whether it be at Wembley or the old White Hart Lane, very rarely lost a home tie.
Yeah, they wasted that chance from the corner.
Yeah, it did. Wasted opportunity.
Chelsea under the cosh a little bit.
Hit it in.
Yeah,
Hit it close.
come on. Trouble.
Jorginho.
Don't start letting them play.
Forward.
Boy.
Intercepted by Sissoko.
Ah, Musa Sissoko. Go, Coco. Pressure. Pressure.
Split the Chelsea centre halves.
Zuma.
Couldn't get Manzuma though. He's fouled him actually.
That long ball though caused Chelsea one or two problems in the second half. Trying to turn the Chelsea defence. You would have expected a reaction. He knows Mourinho only too well.
Chase for Giroud. Against all the
He's
players.
helping him out.
That's yours, Toby. That's yours.
Wrong side of Werner.
Why is it Callum?
Jorginho.
Shoot.
And Piliqueta.
Why-
He's thinking about it.
Hey.
Dombele just didn't get across there to confront us. Piliqueta.
Lamela.
Come on, look, space.
Time. Combinations up front for Tottenham will work.
Come on,
Come on.
Lamela. Sissoko.
Ben.
Come on, I can see a goal.
Dombele. Aurier.
Come on. Do something.
Jorginho.
Really?
No easy way out.
What
That
for?
was a foul and not a great one in the end by Serge Aurier, but it was also a perfect signal of the intent that Tottenham are showing in the second half.
They're just coming in from the side rather than behind. Might have got some of the ball. No, he didn't.
He goes in too clumsy all the time. That's his problem.
So one apiece in terms of yellow cards. Serge Aurier for Tottenham. Mateo Kovacic picked up a booking for Chelsea in the first half. Kovacic. Pressurised by
Really?
Fernandes, getting the free kick. But again, they're
Shit.
doing things that they weren't doing in the first 45 minutes.
So Kovacic may be a little surprised at the pressure there.
What's it?
In that first half, he could have turned.
Can't stand. Get up there, Mendy. Come on.
They want to press high, Spurs, but low to squeeze up from the back. There's a lack of pace, really, in the middle of that defence for them to do it with confidence.
Come on. Well in there. Oh,
Kovacic,
win the ball and give it away again.
They got caught up under the
Ray! Oh, no.
Not subtle in any shape or form from Yefet Tanganga.
Oh, I thought Sergi again then. Idiot.
He was Wriggling away, Mason Mount.
Nearly lost
Well
his
done,
man
Tananga.
and shorts.
Oh,
Time for a
boy,
change.
yeah. Who for?
We have an hour played at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Pierre, Emil Højbjerg.
Who for? Where's he going?
Not before Mason Mount. That's in this free kick, actually. It's Chilwell.
Sure.
Quetta was there, but there's a bit of holding that's been spotted by Lee Mason.
Oh, come on.
Werner. Tanganga doing well against the score of the Chelsea goal. Warrior doing better against Chilwell before the reinforcements arrived. Mount. Well, he felt he was caught by a flailing arm there.
Well, he turned so quickly, he slipped in the end, and he's
Boy, yeah. Who for?
fallen onto the challenge. Yeah. Fall on Fernandez, but it's just an accident.
So here comes
Full side.
the Tottenham change. Jetson Fernandez. Rare start for him. First Jose Mourinho signing, of course, when he was brought in and learned from Benfica. One of the more significant pieces of business done this summer by Tottenham. Emil Højbjerg.
Come on, let's go.
He comes on to Fernandez.
Take up that central position, Højbjerg. And Dombele just shifting across to the left.
Space! Take him on, regular. Take him
Get
on.
into him.
It's it!
Oh,
Hey,
first
Oscar!
touch. And Shorty couldn't get his shot away, and Zuma could get it away. Chelsea are going to respond, I think, with a change of their own.
Emerson. For who? Emerson.
Emerson, the left back.
Oh, Frankie boy shitting his panties. Put 5 at the back.
At the end of just over an hour of football. His full Chelsea debut for Ben Chilwell. More valuable minutes in the bank as he works back from a heel injury that affected him for quite some weeks. His final appearance for Leicester was very early on in the restart period. And his first for Chelsea had to wait when the new season got underway.
Well, you'd expect him to be playing against Crystal Palace on Saturday, so Lampard just protecting his left back.
I think we know Chelsea won't be wearing the same kit as they were at West Bromwich Albion for that one.
Come on. Hey!
Nudge by Werner on Tanganga.
Try and keep up this momentum, though, Spurs, that they built up in the second half. Keep on pushing.
Chilwell. Aurier.
Come on. Come on.
Sissoko. Tanganga. So here comes that change. As expected, it is Chilwell who makes way and is sent to take his place.
Sauce.
Oops.
Lamella. Aurier. Well to control that. Now Sissoko for Tottenham.
So we get from a reckon or a striker.
Lamella. Oh, as he fall down. And Kovacic. No Cecily Mason. Hoybier.
Oh. Space.
Now He's played more football than most for Tottenham this season. Into Bergwijn. Just blocked off by Tamori.
Yeah, those two Chelsea centre halves have put in some important challenges. I think they played together for a while, haven't they? I might be wrong, but
No, it has been a while. And Tamori, who looked like he was going to be a focal point of the Chelsea defence at the start of last
Come
season,
on.
was hardly used in the second half of it.
Cut in.
You can't help but feel there's going to be another little flurry of transfer activity at Chelsea before the window closes.
Red.
More departures than arrivals. Slip from Aurier just as he went to get his shot away. It came off Werner, so Tottenham do have the corner.
yeah, you'd expect them to whip one into the box this time instead of trying a short one.
Won't play it short this time. Just whip it in. Watch it.
Or Mendy's counter's gone through his gloves. Højbjerg, Reguilon. Back with Højbjerg. Mendy needs to hold that line. It's much more routine.
Little nervous moment for him. Positive in trying to claim it, but couldn't manage it.
It was in this competition that he had his first really controversial moment as Chelsea goalkeeper. It had been rather routine after his move until he refused to be substituted in the final against Manchester City. Remember that? Mauricio Sarri.
Come on.
Willy Caballero ahead of the penalties against Manchester City, and Kepa had a sit-in or a stand-in on the Wembley turf.
Never seen it before. So he decided to storm down towards the dressing room and then turn round.
Harry Kane's coming out.
Yeah, it was an incredible episode, that.
Before.
Petulance of the
Final bit.
first order. He used up a lot of his credit, I think, with that, although he was only dropped for a game or so after that. Well, here we go. Just past the halfway point of the second half, and Jose Mourinho and Tottenham up the ante. One of the back three comes off, and one of the top strikers in international football comes on.
Come on, Harry. The goal up.
I don't know whether this is a direct response to that, but N'Golo Conte's going to come on to replace Mateo Kovacic for Chelsea.
Yeah, just trying to retain that protection in front of the back.
Come on, Spurs.
He's more offensively minded than Kovacic. And he's more attack minded than anybody else in a Spurs shirt.
As well as getting his fair share of goals, he's been the assist meister, hasn't he, this season, Harry Kane? Another one for Mora.
Yeah, for Sonny, he was a big miss
Got
tonight.
the opening goal against Newcastle here at the weekend, as well as the fabulous 4 he got at St Mary's.
Boy, Redlawn, come on. Ball. Travel.
And Spurs starting to live up to their
Coco.
manager's billing much more. They are
Get
giving
in,
us a
Spurs.
real
Cross.
fight.
Blue in.
Can they find the equaliser? Oh, Reguilon could only far wide.
Caught in two minds might be a difficult one, but Sergio Aurier getting forward, something that didn't happen too often in the first half.
No.
It's not the worst ball, but just that height where it's difficult really to get your foot up on it.
Confirmation of that change of the tide in the second period here.
It had to be one, didn't it?
Come on.
Tottenham were going to have any chance in this time.
Go on, Werner. Done it from Dyer.
Yes.
Ready.
So electric, isn't he, the German?
See much of him second half.
Can't really get you right. Defend it, watch it. Go on there, counter.
By Mount.
Come on, let's go, let's go.
And near post area.
Where
Oh, ref!
Well, he's dispossessed, not fouled.
Go on, Werner!
Now Werner. Finding
Oh!
finding the back of the net.
Good save.
Finding a lot of space in that box too. It all dropped off.
Garlo.
It's a good tackle really to get Chelsea on the front foot.
Let off there.
Connects with it well again, Werner.
Spacey. I know. Loads of it.
Chelsea still holding what they have had since the 19th minute when Timo Werner scored.
Come on! Don't start it.
To
Play
add
now.
to it here.
Go! Hey! He's got it on.
Back to Giroud.
Corner! Have your corner.
For the Real behind for a
Have your
corner.
corner.
Some slick football there from Chelsea. Really nice
what
one
you
touch
should.
stuff. It wasn't offside. Linesman taking some stick on that far side, but he was right in his judgment.
Take time. Really? Go on, Drew.
To take.
Really? Come on, ref.
Tomori. Leaves it for his keeper.
Come on, let's go. Let's go.
Kante ensures that the throw out doesn't find its intended target.
Yeah, that's why he's on there.
Take birds.
Both sides spotting their
chin in.
quarter of an hour left. Tammy Abraham and Lucas Moura both ready to come on.
Space. Eh?
Aspilicueta was the one who went in with the challenge. Lee Mason's given Spurs the free kick, just went through the back of his man Reguilon. This breaking play will allow these changes to be made. So Stephen Bergwijn
Steve Moore. Who for?
The one to come off to allow the introduction of Lucas Moura.
Steve Moore.
It's a like-for-like swap up top for Chelsea. Olivier Giroud. We tried a time-wasting walk across the pitch, but was sent back the opposite direction by Lee Mason. And here comes Tammy Abraham.
It's a longer walk for those shots now, isn't it? On the far side.
Slightly more genteel ones for the away players.
Go on, Callum.
Go
on! Go on!
No. Hey! Rose did.
What's up with him?
What's he moaning about?
Oh, see you later.
Where's he going?
See you later.
Cleared off the pitch and his manager's gone after him.
See you later.
Who went off?
Well, Jose Mourinho was steamed off down the tunnel after Eric Dyer, who we believe went in there. Extraordinary sense.
Oh, well, carry on.
Well, Chelsea could have easily been 2 up there.
What's that all about?
Why's Dyer gone down the tunnel for? I don't really know.
Lee Mason knew what was happening there.
I don't remember him being
It
subbed
must have been
off.
quite an emergency for Eric Dyer, because you don't usually see that, do
He
you?
weren't subbed off, was he?
I don't know, it said Dyer.
Still a man down and a manager down. Here's Abraham for Chelsea.
Come on. Right. Go on.
Dyer's there, needs to wait for his reintroduction.
Go on,
That's what I
Emerson.
thought. What's going on there? Oh, bless him.
Jose
He
Mourinho.
did a wee. Couldn't hold it.
You can only imagine the scene that went on in that.
I don't want to. When you've got to go, you've got to go.
Went for a toilet.
Never done that before.
He isn't done by that.
Something you don't see every day. Hey. What minute was that? 75? Alright.
Take this. Up it goes. Come on, mate, Bran.
Aurier. Zuma.
Watch it. Look at the space.
Lamella.
Go on, Coco.
Well, he went down in installments. I don't think he's going to get the free kick he wanted.
Get up.
Come on, look for a cat. Go on, Mason. Taverna.
Spaces open up.
Taverna.
Mason Mount, who's got Werner alongside him. Dyer with a very good block. Very timely one to stop him getting to Timo.
He was in there and all.
Come on.
Spurs.
What are you doing? Pissing it. Just bloody get it in the goal.
Some chances opening up for Chelsea as Spurs just
Should be 3-0 up. Close it. Come on, close it.
Go on, Emerson.
Just over 10 to play.
Look
This
at
time
it.
Sergio, you're the yellow, eh?
Come on.
Hey, goal kick.
You could see his intent, but he couldn't quite pull it off.
Yeah, he normally picks the right choice, Mason Mount. He's a clever player.
He
He
could have
saw
squared
that
it
all
with
the way,
two.
but nowhere near to finding his man. This was the Hudson-Odoi chance
Oh.
just before Dyer went off the pitch. He kind of slipped it into Abraham there. I mean, he's in a good position still, Hudson-Odoi.
Chelsea closing in on what would be only their second ever win in this competition away at Tottenham. They have to go back a long time. 3 Premier League games for the last time they did it. Bobby Campbell is the Chelsea manager. The 3 goals they got in the 3-0 win. Andy Townsend, Kerry Dixon, and a penalty from Dennis Wise. This was
Play through.
the Nose Cup. Here's Harry.
Go on, Harry! Go on, Harry!
Onto his
Oh!
First time really they've been able to bring their man into it. Give him something to go at in the box.
Chances.
Tucking inside to Moy.
Should be 1-1 all day long.
We hope for one or two more of those chances before the match out.
Come on. Come on.
Ndombele. Conte's made a real difference since he's come on. He's needed to be as busy as he usually is. Put out a few fires that Tottenham are starting. The time is ticking on. Scores level, we go straight to penalties. That's the way it is in the Carabao Cup. Condensed into these early stages.
Cross. Corner.
Cross,
Right.
blocked by Anderson. Rumbelows Cup. You don't get many Rumbelows these days, do you?
You don't.
On the way of radio rentals.
Now I've played in the Littlewoods final, the Coca-Cola final.
Milk?
No. 1-1 lost one.
Communication.
Yeah, Little can beat us in the Littlewoods.
Lamella.
Come on. Oh.
He's going to be pulled back. Yellow card for Jorginho. It's no stranger to those.
Oh, what ball?
Reguilon.
Go on, Reguilon.
The better of Werner. Into
No, God! Yes! Come on! Yes! Yes! Come on, Coco! 2 now.
Well, it
Yes!
was a poaching effort at the far post in the end. Really good work from
What a goal.
Anderson just can't get back in there.
Yes!
Good play by Reguilon. It's a question of whether he was off, but the flag stayed down.
Yeah, good. Well, I'm Reguilon.
Tucks it away very nicely indeed.
Game on. Come on.
So tell us a bit more. Nice. He's well on with the cross canning bit. It doesn't come off the Spurs player on the way. So, well, for the effort they put in this second half, they deserve that equaliser, Tottenham.
Chelsea far and away the better side in the comfort zone in the first half. In the second, Tottenham playing more like the home side, making it more like a London derby. Now we have
Spurs,
a
calm it.
cup tie. That's very much capable of going either way now,
Calm it.
or all the way to penalties. Lots of penalties to separate these two. The last time they met in this competition, the semi-final second leg at Stamford Bridge.
Chini. Pressure code.
Spurs, of course, went out on penalties in the Carabao Cup of Colchester last year. Chelsea lost the final to Manchester City on penalties 2 seasons ago.
Come on.
Got a contact. Tamori. Hudson-Odoi. Intended for Werner, but collected by Lloris.
It's been a game of two halves, hasn't it? Chelsea dominant first, Spurs the second.
Mora to Kay.
Come on, Harry. Let's stand up.
Ndombele, Lamela.
Come
The
on now,
momentum
go on.
still with Spurs. The block by Emerson from Lamela's effort.
Yes.
Come on, Chelsea.
Take him on. Take him on.
As Chelsea have, it's quite hard to grab it back.
Dyer, well forward.
Come on. Come on, ref.
Aurier
Come on,
couldn't get
ref!
it back from Ndombele.
Twice
And
now.
another challenge there from Golo.
At least he's lasted the course on Ndombele, second 90 minutes in a week, which is a good sign of his fitness.
Listening to Jose Mourinho, you would believe that this was a tie that they didn't want. Certainly the right tie at the wrong time. Well, they've found their form in this second half at the right time. They might just steal it yet.
Come on.
Hojbjerg. Emerson.
Get up.
Well, the real making out that there was a nudge in the back. I may well have been, whether it was as serious as he is making out.
Wide.
Mason certainly didn't think so.
Take him on, Sergi.
Aurier. Mora. That N'Golo Conte.
Just going down to the wire. Bloody hell. Come on.
Hojbjerg.
Oh, what ball? What ball?
Making on still full of running.
Well, striker for the night, and he does a striker's job in fine style here, Eric Lamela. Those Chelsea centre-halves have coped with most of these kind of balls into the box, but it floats over the both of them, and Emerson just can't get back in quickly enough. The left back doesn't touch soon or tomorrow. And Lamela applies the finishing touch.
What's the injury time? 4 minutes? 4 or 5? Come on. Space.
Ndombele.
Come on. Come on, Tanguy.
Abraham. Werner.
Come on.
That's what N'Golo
Foot in.
Conte.
Got foot in. Got foot in.
Come on.
That's a Hudson-Odoi.
Go 2.
Conte. Jorginho. Piliqueta.
4 or 5 minutes.
Mason Mount.
Go 2.
No, keep the ball.
And we get a 3 added minutes.
Yeah.
N'Golo Conte.
No. Come on.
Werner.
Come on!
By bringing on towards Kane. Zuma's touch.
Still going back.
Jose Mourinho picked this Tottenham team. He must have been a little anxious as to what he would see out there
What are you
tonight.
saying? Penalties?
Callum.
In the end, he's got to be pleased with the reaction.
What shirt?
Hudson-Odoi seeking Abraham, only finding Dyer.
On.
Ready? Oh. Penalties. Penalties.
Oh, Chelsea fun, isn't it?
Mount.
Come on.
Emerson.
Come on. Close it. Close it.
Almost
Callum.
territorially Chelsea's best spell of the second half.
And that part of me again frustrated though that they couldn't hammer home their superiority in that first half. They picked the stronger side of the two, you have to say that.
Mason, what are you playing?
They just conceded the initiative in this second half, taking nothing away from Tottenham, the way they took to the task.
Oh,
Yeah, they came out a different beast in the second half.
Go to Coco.
Couldn't respond.
my God.
We've got 1 minute to try and wrestle back the advantage that Timo Werner gave them.
Just gonna go for it. Come on. One more chance.
Werner. Spurs having a sit in these final
And
stages.
again! It's got a penalties. It's got a penalties.
God.
Another classic penalty
Zuma.
shootout.
We get it back from Werner. Emerson, the ball to Lamella. Werner now.
White shirt.
Should go to contact, will be a foul.
Yes.
Free kick for Tottenham. And that will probably be that. Indeed it is. A tie that for so long belonged to Chelsea. Looked like they were heading to the quarterfinals of the Carabao Cup. But Eric Lamella, 7 minutes from time, for Tottenham level. So at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, the place in the last 8 will be decided from the penalty spot.
So we go to penalties once again. Darren Bent, Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank alongside me for this one. Jimmy, you were just talking about who needs to take these penalties and what Frank might need to do. And we're talking about that last
Penalties.
chance to
Penalties. What we're saying.
Barkley's a penalty taker who's comfortable in those moments. I think Frank, if it was a free kick or a throw-in, Frank would have made that change. Unfortunately, it didn't come up. At that moment of time, last 3 minutes, you're thinking about your penalty takers, aren't you? So that's why.
Darren Bent, we just saw Jose Mourinho.
Penalties it
third in a
is.
second.
Come
Frank
on.
Lampard currently with his team, having a little chat to them. Jorginho, when we look back at the penalties that he's taken in this one against Liverpool, he also missed one in the Carabao Cup final against City. Does that little stick, doesn't he, on it?
Yeah.
Makes you feel a bit uneasy. What do you think about those penalties, Peter?
I mean, listen, if he's confident enough to take another one, he has scored big penalties, but he's also missed a couple. But if he's confident enough to take it again, then first, that's what the manager needs to do. First and foremost, find out who is confident, who wants to actually take one. And I thought Jorginho would be right in front of that type of taking one, but it's about putting the ball down and not changing your mind.
Should we just talk us through this process, having a little word with the coaches, what they all saying?
They will be looking at the goalkeeper. We'll give an information of the goalkeeper, but also, give the players the confidence. Just do your thing. Be confident and as what Darren said, be single-minded. I'm not worried at all about Jorginho. Jorginho is a penalty taker. He likes those kind of moments. a lot of penalty takers have missed before. So it's about character, standing up, and go again.
That's the point of deciding which end. It's a big test as well, as you mentioned, the goalkeeper on Davy for Chelsea. Then
Yeah, it is. I mean, listen, I think he's done well. He had that one little lapse maybe second half where he dropped one. But other than that, I thought he looked assured, looked quite commanding. And I think he's 6'6". So I'm sure when you put the ball down to take a penalty, he's going to look massive. So listen, it's going to be interesting. But as I said, the moment you put that ball down, the worst thing you can do is change your mind on the run-up. Because the amount of people that change their mind as they go to take the penalty, they ultimately miss.
the Spurs are going to go first. They're taking the first kick. Pierre-Emile Højbjerg is one of the changes. You've been impressed with him so far for Spurs.
I like him. I think it's a player that Spurs needed. He gives the balance. He is one of those players who likes winning balls and stop the counter-attack and the transition. They needed that. He has got a lot of fouls in him. Just stop. You need it. You're laughing, but you need it at times. You know, players who are not going to go out of the tackle. I've been impressed with him, definitely at Southampton, and I can understand why Spurs have taken him.
Tell us what's going on here, then.
I'm not sure that's the goalkeeping coach, because usually it will show, because the rest of the goalkeepers, what they do is they go to the goalkeeping coach and they'll say, right, they look at, say, I don't know, Mason Mount, his last 3 penalties, this is where he put it. And they began for every single one of them players. So the reason in his mind, as each penalty taker will be coming up, he'll be like, right, you put it here last time. Like you look at Jorginho's penalty, for instance, right against Liverpool, and go, right, he went that way, really go that way again. So it becomes quite a tactical battle.
You're right, that was Hugo Lloris with the goalkeeping coach, Nuno Santos. Yeah, stepping up, that man there on his debut for Chelsea. You are amending the big responsibility today for Frank Lampard and his coaches alongside him as well, Jody Morris there. Those two have made friends now. There's a little bit of aggro on the touchline earlier on. Seems to be put out their mind for a second. They've got other things to think about. A penalty shootout, this round of the Carabao Cup between Spurs and Chelsea. Let's hand you back to your commentary team, Alan Smith, alongside Bill Leslie.
Yeah, thanks, Laura. So we're almost ready to go here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium for the penalty shootout. It was a penalty shootout at Stamford Bridge in the semi-final 2 years ago. But Eric Dyer's missed penalty was the decisive factor and sent Chelsea to Wembley. And it's Dyer who has scored important penalties for club and country in the past, who looks to set the tone here for Spurs against Chelsea's brand new goalkeeper, Edouard Mendy.
Come on, Mendy.
Yep.
Well, Dyer.
Mendy to work his way into the Chelsea
Make
fans'
yourself
hearts.
known. What if they call him? Come on.
Go on, Dyer.
It's Dyer.
Yes!
And it's 1-0 to Tottenham. Sends up one
Come on!
the wrong way. Raw's encouragement to Hugo Lloris. Advantage Spurs.
Go on, you go.
Tammy
Top
Abraham.
save.
So
Top save.
penalty demons in his closet in terms of a missed penalty in the Super Cup against Liverpool at the start of last season in Istanbul.
Yeah, seems a long time ago now. He's come a long way since.
Come on, Tammy. You ain't fat. Look at you, Tommy. Come
Go on, you go. Go on, you go.
It's Abraham.
Hey.
He goes to the same corner as Dyer.
Cool.
Sends Lloris the wrong way and levels up the penalty tally.
Come on, Coco.
Well, they went out of the FA Cup on this ground last season. Tottenham on penalties.
Yeah, all right.
Lamela was
Why you got to say that again for?
one who failed from the spot there. So up he steps. The man responsible for taking this tie 2 penalty kicks.
Bottom right.
Yes!
And all going the same way.
Come on,
All having the
Coco.
same result so far.
Yeah. All the keepers diving to their left. You can do your homework, but players taking the ball.
That's for the player.
12 yards.
Come on, you go.
Hitting both sides.
Purposeful stride, isn't it, from Cesar and Aspilicueta for Chelsea. Captain against captain.
Go on, you go.
Against Lloris.
Oh,
No saving that one.
come on, Mendy.
And look at Aspilicueta go across to Edouard Mendy. Real words of encouragement there. 100% record so far. 4 out of 4. And here comes Spurs number 5. Yeah, Emil Højbjerg. He's enjoying it, Jose Mourinho.
I'm not.
Come on.
Go on, Højbjerg.
Come on.
Yes!
So, you might think they might try and diving the other way. I think.
That was the farthest in the corner of any of them. Nobody's trying to lift it up into the top of the net here. He takes a bit of bottle that.
Get saving. Get
Oh,
saving.
this will be interesting.
Still going to do the skip.
Well, exactly. Alisson found out the skip. It has been known to vary it actually, and just blasted in.
Come on, you guys.
Let's see what technique the Italian international uses here.
When you go.
And he slid it just beyond the dive of Hugo Lloris.
Does take a lot of courage that. You're making up your mind at the last second. You're hoping the keeper moves. Hugo Lloris did delay the dive.
Who's next? Who's next? Moura.
Lucas Moura.
Oh,
man. Put him up. Put him up.
Still.
Put him up, son.
Moura.
You go right, go left, go right.
Moura
Yes!
in the run-up and emphatic finish.
For the relief there from Lucas Moura, that was right in the corner. That's a beauty.
Emerson strides up. Now we're getting to the time where a miss is very hard to
Yeah.
recover from.
Come on, you go.
But
Save it.
Emerson misses or Lloris
Save
saves it. And Spurs will be one penalty kick away from the quarterfinals.
Go on, you go.
The perfect procession of penalties continues at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, and we're down to the 5th.
Harry. Go on, Harry.
Kane does like lifting it up into the roof, doesn't it? We've seen that for club and country. Normally so reliable.
Come on, Harry.
I'm not sure how much time after his arrival at Stamford Bridge last week, Edouard Mendy will have had to study the techniques of penalty takers, but he will have seen Harry Kane take a
Go
few.
on, Harry. Go on, Harry.
Kane with the Tottenham 5th.
Yes! Come on! Yes, Harry.
Trots Mason Mount for Chelsea. We're in must-score territory.
Come on, you go. Save it. We go through.
Lampard had a lot of faith in Mason Mount and to put him there as the number 5 penalty taker. There's that out.
Go on, you go.
Mason!
Go on, you go.
Mount takes.
Yes!
He tips it.
Yes! Yes! Come on! Yes! Yes, boys! Come on, you Spurs! Yes!
And Mason Mount who blinked first. So into the last 8 go Tottenham. Getting the middle of their London rivals. Hugo Lloris, the toast of Tottenham tonight.
Oh, come on!
Jose Mourinho and Spurs will be absolutely delighted with what they've pulled off here.
Yeah, they will. I think to get through this tie with a team that the league